The cornerstone of the Technion was laid in 1912. And the model was a mid-level German engineering school, Hochschule. The idea was to train engineers that are needed to build the country. The Technion, over the years, made a transformation to a research university. In fact, the change was around the mid-50s, when research was added as a part of the obligation of the faculty members. So it's not only teaching is one pillar, the second pillar is research. And gradually we transformed from a pure engineering school to engineering and science. The science departments were added, physics, mathematics, chemistry, biology, and the medical school. And the decision to open a medical school was made in 1969. So it was an evolution. A pillar of education, a pillar of research, which resulted in 3 Nobel Prizes and being one of the really top 100 universities in the world. Now, I think the impact of the Technion at large was through its students. And here it's very similar to the École Polytechnique, the concept that you have to serve the country. I think this is a similarity between us and the École. We believe that a university is not only an ivory tower of research, that people are doing it just to gain more knowledge. Using this knowledge, you have to serve society. And if you don't serve society, you miss one of the goals of a university. So if you look during the early days of the State of Israel, during the 50s, the Technion engineers built everything, the infrastructure of highways and telephone systems and electrical lines. At that time, we need housing for immigrants. We need thousands of houses. These were the Technion engineers. Then, during the 60s, there was the revolution in industry. From orthodox industry, we moved to high-tech industry, and here the Technion was the pioneer. The Microelectronic Institute in the Technion, established again in 1969, opened the way to the high-tech sector. And it was a spirit of, I would say, being the first, being a pioneer. And I always say, when you try to compare what happened in Israel in the last 2 decades, in the 40s and 30s, if you want to be an idealist, to change the world, you went to a kibbutz. Now, if you'd like to do the same, you open a startup company. So this is a kind of the same type of a driving force behind these young people. So these are the product of the Technion. These highly educated graduates who got a very broad education with a sense of you must be pioneers, you must be those that change the way we live, and therefore you find them everywhere. Recently Bloomberg did a survey on universities that contributed the largest number of CEOs in companies of $1 billion and above, and Technion was number 7 together with MIT. I bet you if they went to not only technology companies, but companies at large, will be among the top 3. Because we have many of our graduates who are running multinational companies, etc. And it's interesting, I compare notes with the president of the École Polytechnique. The graduates understand the type of education and what it gave them years after they graduated from the school.